Ultimate Spider-Man just saved Spider-Man. Hey, it's Jug. Recently, the mainline Spider-Man comics have been kind of lackluster, partially due to the writer Zeb Wells and his current creative decisions. If you don't know about Zeb Wells and his run on Amazing Spider-Man, many of his sins include things like cuckolding Peter, breaking up MJ and Peter out of nowhere and really not explaining it for over 20 issues, killing off Ms. Marvel in a way that seemed very contrived and disrespectful, and even destroying the character of Ben Reilly again. Because of this, Wells' run on Amazing Spider-Man has been criticized to the point where Marvel even recommended that he doesn't show his face at Comic-Cons. However, despite this, Wells' run has gone on for over 50 issues. So, as you can see, with things being so controversial and many fans even dropping the book, things didn't look too good for Spidey, or Marvel for that matter, since Spidey's their best-selling character. This led to Marvel making several attempts to launch other subsequent Spidey books to kind of bring back the audience. These were books like Adjectiveless Spider-Man, a book that kind of focused on the Spider-Verse, and then a couple stories about Spider-Man, and then I don't even know if it's still going on. Spider-Boy, a comic that followed the adventures of Spider-Man's forgotten sidekick, which many fans criticized when they first announced it, but it actually turned out pretty good. Genius Jug Comics fans would already know this though, because we did a video on it. Subscribe to stay smart. There's also comics like Edge of Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin, Spider-Punk Arms Race, Web of Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Jackpot, and Black Cat, which is a comic that follows Mary Jane and Black Cat, which I don't think has a lot of fans. Spectacular Spider-Man, a team-up book with Miles and Peter. This one is actually pretty good. And a book called Superior Spider-Man, which focuses on drawing in readers who are kind of nostalgic about the Superior Spider-Man era by kind of rehashing similar storylines in the modern day. But it is pretty unique and it's an alright book. Although a couple of these books are actually alright, maybe even pretty good, there's just way too many of them, and none of them had the same real draw as the Amazing Spider-Man title. That was until Marvel announced that Jonathan Hickman would be writing the Ultimate Spider-Man title. Now, when Marvel first announced this, there was a lot of excitement, but also a lot of confusion. You see, the Ultimate Universe was a whole nother Marvel universe where basically they could redo characters in whole unique ways and kind of experiment with them outside of continuity. The Ultimate branding was meant to kind of differentiate between the universe. If you're buying an Ultimate comic, you know that it deals with this other universe, and if you're buying a mainline comic, it's Marvel's mainline 616 universe with all the characters we know and all the continuity. Now, in the original Ultimate Universe, there was a critically acclaimed Spider-Man comic called Ultimate Spider-Man, written by Brian Michael Bendis. This run totally reinvented and defined Spider-Man for a whole generation, and it actually even created the character of Miles Morales. However, the Ultimate Universe had died in the 2015 Secret Wars event when universes were colliding in these incursions. Because of this, fans were confused. Was this the same Ultimate Universe with the same Spidey? The same Ultimate Universe with a new Spidey? Or a whole new Ultimate Universe altogether? Well, it wasn't long before readers got their answers, and they discovered that this was a whole new adult Spider-Man who was married to Mary Jane and had kids. But didn't even have his powers yet? Like the Ultimate Spider-Man that came before, this Ultimate Spider-Man was able to subvert readers' expectations and give them something that really excited them and made them want to buy the next issue. I can't tell you how many people fell in love with this story just after the first issue. Now, besides Hickman writing Ultimate Spider-Man, there were tons of other draws for the comic. First off, it was a recognizable title. Like, Ultimate Spider-Man is nearly as recognizable as The Amazing Spider-Man. It also had the draw of, nostalgia for the original Ultimate Spider-Man series, curiosity from readers, but most importantly, it drew in tons of fans of Peter Parker and Mary Jane's relationship because now Marvel's power couple was back together. People were going crazy about this. I think the comic sold out so much it's on its 5th printing or something. Now, you might be wondering how all this actually saves Spider-Man? Well, it depends who you ask. There are some people out there who read anything and everything Spidey and actually just enjoy it. Crazy, how can someone just enjoy a comic book? For them, it doesn't matter the continuity, character status, or marital status. They enjoy it all, and more power to them. There are many people out there who don't like the current stories or the unchanging status quo of Peter Parker in the mainline 616 universe. Sadly for them, even the mainline titles are steeped in continuity, so they're often a turnoff for them. For this type of Spider-Man fan, Ultimate Spider-Man saved Spider-Man. But what do you think? Did Spider-Man even need saving? Is Ultimate Spider-Man all it's cracked up to be? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching!